Hello everyone and welcome back to Noia Dev, the series that aims to prove that one developer can create a successful MMO RPG. My name is Dane, and this week on Noia Dev, we'll be diving into some new NPCs and town improvements. Over the past 2 weeks, I've been building out the new town, as well as furnishing the new town NPC homes, and I ran into a bit of a problem. Well, actually, two problems. The first being that my plan to use sprite masks for the trees to hide them behind buildings, as pointed out by some of you in the comments from the previous devlog, did not look good. In my defense, it looked fine in the editor, but I forgot about the perspective shift once you're actually in-game. Noia is a 2.5D game, so once I got into the game, the trees moved with the camera and it looked terrible. Okay, easy fix, just put the trees behind a house layer and, oh right, shadows. Okay, fine, just disable the receive shadows boolean on the roof tile later, and why isn't this working? Hold on. Inherent Unity bug, you are fine. Make a copy of the tile shader, uncheck the receive shadows box, and now, yes, now it works. Great. The trees properly pass behind the house layer. Second issue was that the players could easily see other maps when they shouldn't be able to. Case in point, if you go into Norman and Elva's house, you can still see the forest map off to the right. That's the problem. To fix this, I grouped the map tile grids together and set them to disable once the player leaves and re-enable when the player enters. Small issue, there's a bit of a lag spike when the tiles pop in and out of existence, but that lag spike is covered by the scene transition, but on player login, it is very apparent. All of the maps are active during login because I want to have this cool camera flyover on the login screen, but once the player selects their characters, all of these maps have to disappear. And as you can see, the lag is noticeable. I'm currently not entirely sure how to fix this other than putting up a loading screen on login to hide the transition. The fact that I've gotten this far without having to have an actual loading screen to hide these problems is kind of cool, but I think it's time to make one. And if you guys have a better idea, let me know down in the comments. Once the player is in the world, only individual maps are loading and unloading, so the lag is hidden well by the transition. And see, now players can't see other maps. I can hop into this house, and it's just that house. Right now, only the houses in the town use this new system. The cave at the underworld or Norman and Elva's house are still part of their larger maps, so I need to separate those before I can implement this new system for those tiny areas. Moving on, there's one new quest that I've been working on. This is Nora. She is a good pupper. Nora is very concerned that her human has been missing for the last few days and requests that you find them. That human is Rachel. And Rachel, she fell down a well, as she's prone to do. Upon navigating the stimulating conversation with Noia, finding Rachel at the bottom of the well, and somehow convincing Rachel to stop looking for cool rocks and to go back home, the player will be rewarded with a Nora of their very own. And she's a good pupper. Lastly, I made up these two shops. This is the HQ of the Iron Mine Company that will also serve as a general store. They sell some basic equipment that will fit somewhere between the level 1 burlap and the level 10 crafted iron armor. Also in this shop is the blacksmith, and they will sell some crafting material that will help the player later on. And the second shop is the alchemist shop, and they will sell potion ingredients. Small problem, I'm not entirely sure how I want to handle consumables yet in Noia. I want there to be cooking and potions and buffs, but deciding what each consumable type will do is where I'm getting stuck. Currently, food gives out of combat HP MP regen, while potions provide instant healing but have a longer cooldown. Here's the issue. Should food or potions offer additional buffs? And if they do, would that reduce the need for player buffs? Here's what I'm talking about. There's an MMO called Tree of Savior where when a player logs out, they have the option to set up a shop when they go offline. Their character would remain online and sell buffs from that player's class. It was a really cool mechanic that kind of kept player buffs relevant even if those players weren't online at the time. But if food and potions offer buffs as well, would that invalidate the need for player-run buff shops? What do you think? How can food and potions and buff shops work together without stepping on each other's toes? Let me know down in the comments. And that's it for this week. Mr. Fox and Netherfang have been going back and forth in our artist chat, so I'm looking forward to what they're cooking up. keep an eye out for that in the Discord, and I gotta get the rest of these NPCs' houses built out. On a personal note, I managed to tear a tendon in my left shoulder. It's called a slap tear, and so I have surgery on that later this week, so next devlog you'll probably see me in a sling. I'll do my best to keep up with the no 0 days commitment, but if I miss a day or two, that's why. Hopefully I'll still be able to get some work done. So, I'll see y'all later. Bye.